I am so glad, I'm really so glad that there are still people who have a common sense, that there are gamers who don't take it up the ass and take what they're given by these companies. I'm so glad that there are some sensible Marvel fans, Marvel vs. Capcom fans I should say, who essentially agreed with everything I said. And you know, it's going to take some time, but we're going to convert the naysayers over to our side until they realize, actually we're going to press on them until they realize that Capcom doesn't care about them. It doesn't matter if they support them to the depths of the earth on the internet. All they are to Capcom is money, and if you stop spending money on them, they don't give a goddamn thing about you. They don't care. But anyway, that was of course a reference to my recent video I did on my mini rant on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I gotta do that full rant because there's a lot of shit I should have said that I didn't say because I want to hold back because of the time limit of the video, but that full video is coming, you know, just to further own all these fanboys. But anyway, that is not the topic of this video. Before we start out with the topic, which I know a lot of you guys are probably like going, WTF Neo, OMG, WTF BBQ! I want to put one plug on my channel. I have a featured video from AstroIgnitionVideos called the Gaming Viewpoint Podcast. It is a podcast series that I had the pleasure of being invited as a co-host on it, where we talk about a lot of various things going around in the gaming world. So I want you guys to check out the channel, subscribe to the videos. I might be a regular on the show every now and then. Even that, though I'm not going to be on it a lot, I'd still recommend checking it out because it's a great website to get entertainment on video games. You get a lot of in-depth stuff, like, you know, a lot of different viewpoints on what people, there's a great cast of people involved on the show weekly on what they think about things that are going on in the gaming world. So definitely check it out, subscribe, comment, rate, you know, and hey, every now and then I'll co-host. So that's the plug for the thing. So the topic at hand, Comic-Con is going on, and like I said, there's a shit ton of information being released about everything related to, you know, comic books, video games, you know, all this nerdy stuff that we love. And among that was, FUNimation recently stated that there is going to be a huge press release regarding Dragon Ball as a franchise. They didn't specify if it would be for GT, Dragon Ball, or Z, you know, or Kai in that case, since it is part of the franchise. And what the big announcement was, depending on when I upload this, on July 21st, 2011, FUNimation Entertainment announced that the original Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball plus the Z, not Dragon Ball plus the Kai, the original Dragon Ball Z, the 291 action-packed, filler-fest, cheesy English dub lines, awesome Bruce Falcon music, that Dragon Ball Z, the one we grew up on, would be released for the first time ever on Blu-ray. Now, you know, this is a very touchy subject, you know, to cover, because on one point, being a Blu-ray fanatic, I'm excited. But then another point, being a consumer and being a fan of Dragon Ball, the whole re-releases and the tolerance that we take from Funimation and how we're not considering this stuff milking really stretches, you know, because it should be self-explanatory by now how many re-releases Funimation do for their anime series. You know, some re-releases are justified, like if a certain anime is out of print that they did a long time ago, they would re-release it in nicer packaging at a cheaper, affordable price. I'm all for those are okay, but repackaging things the same time over with the same amount of episodes at the same price really doesn't matter. I mean, first off, we had the Dragon Ball DVDs that came out, the individual series, the Dragon Ball Z, the original DVDs. And then we had the Ultimate Uncut thing that didn't fare so well. Then they went on to the Orange Bricks. They completed that. Now they're doing the Dragon Boxes. Now we have Kai coming out. And then we also have the original series on Blu-ray. So Dragon Ball fans are not shy to re-releases. I think we've clarified on that point. And under the circumstances of anime being on Blu-ray, I like it because it's a new way to see the anime. It's how to see it in a better light than what you would see in standard def. There are still a lot of film masters that exist for quote-unquote anime. There are probably some for Naruto out there. There's definitely some for One Piece. You know, and we could see Blu-rays of those series if they would ever want to, but they don't. So, Dragon Ball Z... Now, you know, the reason why this scares me so much is how they're talking about so much about the remastering process, because for the Orange Brick set, overall the remastering process, On the surface it looked good, but after continually watching it and looking at it, there were a lot of screw-ups and mess-ups with color saturation. You know, there were a lot of things that were off-key with the lines. I mean, you could still watch the series and enjoy it for what it is, but there were a few animation errors that happened on those sets. You know, I still collected the majority of them. Obviously, I liked them. But there were still a lot of errors on them due to the shoddy remastering process that went on with this guy. I forget the name. What is his name? Steve Flint? Steve Marco? Damn, I've been reading too much Spider-Man. What the hell is this guy's name? I don't even remember. Steve Franco. There we go. It was close. Flint Marco, Steve Franco. You know what I'm saying. So, just generally the fans were kind of, you know, they were at a crossroad points with the orange bricks. Some of them praised the reanimation process and the widescreen, while others, you know, they just generally, they didn't even consider it part of Dragon Ball Z. For me, I'm sort of in the middle on that fact. So why I'm so scared about this is this going to be another shoddy remastering process? Because we've already seen that before with the Dragon Ball Orange Bricks. So it kind of scares me, like, are we going to see the same thing? Because anyone can put something on Blu-ray and say it's 1080p and then the quality looks like crap. That was a lot of early Blu-ray releases that we've seen for movies, you know, like the Terminator ones. They didn't look good. So just based on that point, I'm scared because they're saying it was remastered film by frame at 1080p. They said the same thing about the orange bricks and they sort of, you know, looked iffy. So on that point, I'm scared. The second point is, I don't know, but do we really need to see the series again on Blu-ray? I mean, we have Kai on Blu-ray, and that's generally, if you watch it in HD 1080p, that's the best the series is ever going to look. You know, given that it's on high definition format. So I don't see what sense it makes there, except that Funimation is going to be now the jack of all trades when it comes to DBZ. You can buy it on DVDs, you can buy it on Blu-ray, you can buy Kai on DVDs, you can buy Kai on Blu-ray. That's the only thing positive I can see coming out on, is that just to say that they have Dragon Ball Z on every single format. And how much better will the picture look? Well, from what I've seen in Kai, it looks good, but it's not to the point that I'm gonna brag about it to people. Like, it's not like an amazing transfer as something like Yu Yu Hakusho on Blu-ray was. Now, granted, Yu Yu Hakusho was like a couple years later, you know, but the transfer of Dragon Ball Z, from what I've seen in Kai, it's great, but it's like, you know, you can obviously tell, like, you know, it's kind of like, people are like kind of put off on it. I do like the transfer though, but you know, the majority as a whole are like kind of sketchy on it. And the next part, which is really, to me it's controversial, is how they're releasing the series. They're going to be releasing it in standard Blu-ray releases. The first one is going to be called Dragon Ball Z Level 1.1 Blu-ray, and it's going to have the first 17 episodes on 2 discs, and that has like over 400 minutes. They're going to be like a lot of extras and talking about the remastering process, like, you know, we'd see them. And it's coming out November 8th, 2011. Now, here's the problem. We can obviously attest that Dragon Ball Z fans are tired of rebuying the series all the time, so what sense is there to re-release the series again in better quality with less content? And given the fact that this is Dragon Ball Z, so that first 17 episodes, by Kai standards, is like the first, like, 5. Most of that stuff is filler episodes, so I don't see why people would buy that. I mean, if you are a hardcore Dragon Ball Z fan, you're probably going to pick this up anyway. But me personally, I'm kind of iffy on it, you know, because I already own it on one format. I own Kai, so that's obviously how good it's gonna look. I don't know how to say about this, you guys. This is probably only for like the hardcore fans, you know. For me, I don't know. I like collecting anime on Blu-ray. I collect most of the ones that, if they have an option for DVD and Blu-ray, I buy it on Blu-ray by default. But with this, it's like, is it worth it? You know, is the quality upgrade worth it? Obviously, the dub isn't going to be worth it, because I do like Dragon Ball Z dub, but you listen to Kai, and it's just like, what the hell? What did they do back in the day? You know, obviously there were reasons that it did sound like that, because they didn't have a big budget, you know, some of the actors didn't have experience. I can understand that, but, oh, man, guys, this is, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to stick with the orange bricks, and I'm going to stick with Kai on Blu-ray. You know, people are saying, you gotta get the Dragon boxes. I don't care much for the Dragon boxes. Sure, they're the best looking versions of the anime, but for me, it's like, whatever, you know, I don't need the best looking version of Dragon Ball Z out there. It's just the series that I, would like to see. The fact that the Dragon Box is better quality doesn't matter to me. I mean, obviously it's better quality. But the fact that I already have it completed, almost completed, I'm like 60% done. Why would I sell all this and then go onto the Dragon Boxes and pay more? To me, it just doesn't make sense. I'm happy with my Orange Bricks and with Kai on Blu-ray. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the hardcore Dragon Ball Z fans, but hey, it's just a matter of preference, it's a matter of opinion. Why should that affect you? This isn't going to impact your life like, I can't sleep because Neo, he watches Dragon Ball Z with the Orange Bricks. It's funny how most of us watch Dragon Ball Z on VHS, and a lot of people still have Dragon Ball Z on VHS and don't buy the DVDs. Just a matter of preference. So anyway, guys, that was my whole video on Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray. Tell me what you think about it. I'm kind of iffy on the matter. Anyway, I'm NGS, signing out. Catch you guys later.